Let's go, baby. Finally, bro, we're back. Well, we're not all the way back, but we're slowly getting there. Hey, what's up? Oh shit, why is Timo knocked up? Hold on. Alright guys, Timo is back. My bad about that. I didn't mean to disrespect the shrooms. So, hey guys, Tips here, and your boy's actually here to bring you a new type of video. I normally don't do this. I've been planning to. So I'm going to be basically making a how-to guide on how I hit Diamond. I'm also going to be creating a how I hit Masters. You guys can see here I hit Masters this weekend, so I just want to go through Diamond and Masters specifically, just because as a Master player, you get deranked to Platinum, then you have to climb to Diamond and Masters. Not that I'm discriminating against the lower ELO players or anyone playing under, but it just makes it so much harder for me. I'd have to create a new account, go through the whole ladder all over again, and it would just take a lot of time. So to condense it, I'm going to be focusing on Diamond and Masters. This video is specifically on Diamond. If you want to see a Masters video of it, I'll be posting one pretty soon because I did just hit this. So if you guys want to check that out, don't forget to check out my channel. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, as well as like this video if it really helped you, and comment if you have any questions. Also guys, I want this video to last for a bit, in the sense that if you guys see this video like after like what, 3 weeks of its upload, a month or 2 of its upload, this video will still be relevant because I've explained exactly what process I took to get to Diamond. So this is not just going to be a video where I give you the deck and then that's it, play it, have fun. It might be shit in like 2 to 3 weeks. So I did that in the past and like it kind of works, but I think this will be a more informative video where you're going to actually learn kind of why I took the paths that I took. By the way guys, before we start the video, just so you guys know my credentials, we've hit Masters every single season, including the beta, Season of Plunder, Season of Fortune, and yep, we've got Masters right now, right, as you can see. So we're going to get this icon as well. So specifically, I'm going to be talking to you about the whole process. So week 1, we kind of got our feet wet. Week 2 is where I hit Diamond, and week 3, which is now I hit Masters. So I'm going to explain to you how I got into the process of getting from Plat to Diamond, specifically looking at the meta at that current state of week 2. So as you guys know, the meta constantly changes, especially the first few weeks of the new patch release. And this one was a huge one, Call of the Mountain, which really impacted the game because of all these new additions that it added. But yeah, I'm going to be going over every single of these decks and why I chose this specific deck that I ran to hit Diamond, and all the other alternatives you could be running rather than just my deck to hit Diamond. So I know this was like a long intro, but I just thought I had to get that out of my mind just so you guys know what you're getting yourself into before watching the video. I'm also going to put little time slots, so if you guys want to skip through and just see what things you're looking for, then go for it. And at the end of this whole video, I'm going to be showing you the clip that got me to Diamond. You guys can see my thought process, what I mulled for, how I played it, what was going behind my logic as I was playing. Anyways, guys, catch you guys. We're going to be talking about it. Peace. Alright, guys, we back. So I'm going to be explaining everything from the start of week 1. Week 1, I uploaded all these Targon videos, and you guys probably saw on my channel. If you check it out right now and you want to get a good Targon deck, check them out. So at the time of week 1, guys, I hit Platinum 1 in no time. Easy money. It was a very new meta, so no one knew what was going on. So I'm gonna also show you a few clips here and there of kind of like what I was versing at the time. It was just a lot of versatility. So Wolfido, Wolfisto. Aussie avoided silverware with a game of Telstone, saving thousands of lives. It is considered a duel of minds, where each player tries to commit the... Another Aurelian Soul Thresh. It was just a lot of versatility. Let me talk about the Targon decks that I created for you guys. So you have the Vi Ezreal Jump Control deck. So basically you control the deck like any normal control deck, but you use Ezreal to finish off with the shards that you're able to get. And you'll have all these spells to make sure you can even do more burn damage, which is pretty dope. You've got the Lulu Zed aggro burn, but it's basically a lot of just aggressiveness with elusive units. And you're just kind of spawning a bunch of minions quick and using, you know, things like Wrath and Fervor and Decimates to just kind of end the game as quick as possible. Taric Lee Sin OTK deck. So with this deck, it's more of like combo-ish, but at the same time, you're kind of controlling the board because you want to have a lot of lifesteal units. You want to have your Either Dragon and lifesteal constantly, and eventually get your Zenith Blade combo into Lee Sin for that one-turn KO. We've also got Leona Swin mid-range. You could argue this could be like a control deck as well with the Ravenous Flux and Death's Hand Culling Strike. But it's very, you know, it's very linear where you're going from 1 to 5 or 6 to, you know, Solari, Sentry, Priestess going into eventually Leona, and then, you know, Ravoon. So then you get Leviathan and Swain for the end game, and you usually just, you know, smack them because they can't do anything at that time, and it's very strong. And then we have the Diana Nocturne Nightfall deck, as you guys know, aggressive as hell. Again, these are all my iterations of the deck. It's been week 3. There's probably better, you know, updated versions of these, but for the most part, these should still get you to diamond, dude. They're not badly planned out. I tried my best to work on some magic, and I made it so it's like, you know, we've got a whole availability of different play styles. So as you can see, we've got control, aggro, control-ish, combo. We got mid-range, control-ish, and aggro. So we got everything going on. So with these staples, these are our base, right? This is what I played with our week 1. I got to Plat 1, but I didn't have time to play. So the next week, week 2, whoa, alert, beep, 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 meta change. So my ass was just like, damn it. So I knew this was coming, but I didn't want to hit diamond specifically because I didn't think it would do any service for anyone to see that, and the meta would have changed dramatically. I was literally just playing aggro Diana Nocturne, and I hit Plat 1, and I was creaming people. By week 2, I played it, bro. I kid you not. I lost about maybe like, what, 7 games, 1-2, or I lost. Dude, that was my worst. If you go on Mobilytics, that's my worst win rate on there for that specific weekend. And then that's when I'm just like, okay, this deck is obviously not working. I was just making sure that this deck was like complete trash, not working anymore. So what I was seeing in the meta, the decks that I was versing at the beginning was just like Lulu Shen, random stuff with like, you know, Taric into like Vi. You got Taric Fiora. You got like, it's all these shitty tier decks that people are just trying, you know, Masters. We've all got demoted to Plat, and then we're going into Diamond, just kind of trying things out, seeing what we can come up with. So now week 2 hits in, right? Week 2. Okay, my deck isn't working anymore. At this point, you have to start really like respecting the meta. So I started realizing that the reason I was losing was because every freaking deck I was versing was a ramp soul deck. Do you guys know how ramp soul deck works? Oh, I didn't even explain it, guys. I'm sorry. And the Aurelion Soul Trundle ramp deck, this is very control-like. You just, you know, super hyper ramp yourself until you get to Aurelion Soul and win the game. You've also got infinite mind splitters to kind of stall for a little bit. So, yeah. Going back, I was running into a lot of these decks, but they were a little different with Avalanche and stuff like that. So it was really bad because I was getting trumped. Just one Avalanche, bro, ruined my whole Diana Nocturne Nightfall deck every single freaking turn. And if they didn't have that, they were just kind of healing way too much damage where I just couldn't keep up. And then when Trundle came down, I just didn't have any way to really deal with it. They kept hushing me. They kept trolling me around, you know, making sure I don't do damage until I just lost the game. So in that aspect, I was thinking, okay, so they're running ramp deck, right? Very control-y deck. How do you beat this type of ramp? Well, you need to have big minions for the most part. Something big to, you know, outbeat their Trundle, outbeat some of their, you know, their bigger spells. Like, they usually run Avalanche again. So Avalanche would just wreck all of your small units. Want something for the most part can live with that HP and consistently come back. So type of decks that could work against this obviously is a mirror deck. So I'd say this was like tier 1. People were fucking running this crazy. Week 1, actually, the funny part, week 1, people were hitting Masters with Diana Nocturne Nightfall. But week 2, like, this was not a thing anymore. Week 2, like, soul decks were just trumping all over. So how to beat this deck, guys? You either mirror it. So you could have easily mirrored this, and whoever's the better player and understands the matchup would win. So you would basically see whoever can get soul down as quick as possible, and you win game. But again, another way is to have beefier units. So already looking at the ones I've got, I negated aggro, Zed Lulu. I negated the Vi Ezreal Gem just because they really didn't even have to play units. They could just kind of wait, and I would never get my pings. Plus, this deck was just way too slow. I'd have to make it more aggressive to fit. So I could have potentially like updated this list, but I just didn't see me going anywhere with it too much. Taric, Lee Sin, OTK is just way too slow. By the time we get our combo going, we might just already just get wrecked. So Taric, Lee Sin, OTK isn't too bad, but the fact that it's so reliant on Lee Sin, and I do know that some people were adding Celestial cards, and they were just like obliterating units. So if they just obliterated my Lee Sin, I kind of lose there. So I know we had ways of grabbing him, but still, I just didn't want to risk it. It just didn't seem like the perfect deck. So I could have used this deck. I could have used this deck, updated this. This one wasn't too bad. I could have tried it out. Leona Swain though, bro, this one stood out because of how beefy the units are as they get placed and how much damage you can just get. And Leviathan Swain just pulls through so hard by turn 8 that they usually get stunned and you just do so much damage and they have no other way to win, and then you just kind of face them and just delete them out of the game before they can even get their hyper scale going. So with that in mind, this just seemed like the perfect plan. I started running Leona Swain. Your boy climbed from Platinum 3 all the way back to Platinum like 1. The reason I actually stopped playing this deck was because, bro, it was just so freaking slow. Every Ace-Hole deck took forever, dude. It was like a 20-minute game every time. So this took a while, every single game, and I wasn't having fun. That was my alternative, Leona Swain. So you could have climbed to Diamond at this time of week 2. But what I've been seeing even in week 2, what you could have done, another deck that came up, it's actually in week 3, which is what I'm seeing. It's like the evolution of how people are beating this hyper, hyper ramp deck. You've basically got Demacia and Targon, and this is this Ace-Hole like Targon deck where the whole gist of it is you basically want to get, they actually have a better refined list. I don't have it with me right now, but they run Judgments, they run Dragons. Basically, you can Judgment the whole board and then you're like a 12-12 or some huge shit like that. You've got, lifesteal units, that 5-drop that gives you lifesteals. It beats that hyper version of Ace-Hole because since you have bigger units now and Remembrance and stuff like that, it's kind of hard to stop it, and you're actually forced to really trade into a lot of things, and it kind of scales nicely with the dragons. So I think it beats this Ace-Hole deck, and that's what I've noticed in week 3, how people are overcoming this. So at the time of week 2, you could have created that type of deck to basically fight this one, and you would have been winning games and hit Diamond as well, just as easily. That was like another way of doing it, right? So that's one way. You either join them. Second way, you create a deck that outbeats it. So that's another form of outbeating it with that Demacia Targon region variation. You could have potentially found something maybe like a Ledros, right? Ledros Atrocity. I think that would have been perfect. Like they had Vi control with Ledros. That potentially could have done a lot better because once they do Soul, if you have your Ledros by turn 9, bam, Atrocity, you win game. They can't do shit about it. So, I mean, there's so many ways you could have played this, but I'm just showing you my progression of Leona Swain. Then from Leona Swain, I created the Pyre deck. So this is the deck you guys have all been waiting for, and I'll show it here. Aggro, Gangplank, and TF. So how this deck works, guys, it's honestly just, getting hella aggressive turn 1 to turn 2, getting to the Petty Officer turn 3, and just crazily scaling. This is not a new deck, but it's a deck that's been a little bit out there for a while. But I saw it was perfect for these scenarios because you have constant pressure. You have to just time when they're gonna avalanche. That's how I played it. When Ace-Hole is gonna avalanche, you force them to do an avalanche or heal or whatever, and then you just go full wide and you punish them every time they try clearing up like a small board that you have. Then you go more and more and more. Then eventually Gangplank becomes a nuisance. Twisted Fate can stun the Trundle. Yodel Grifter for the Riptide Rex. Riptide Rex can actually clear Soul, which is insane. So, I mean, this was just a crazy deck that I thought of that would fit in the meta, and I added a tech card in here. If you guys don't know what the tech card is, it's basically like a one of, like, it's usually not standard. Like, people might just run, like, a Make It Rain and a Death's Hand here, an extra one. But I decided to put him in because this would actually pressure any Ace-Hole deck to really not have enough healing to survive, and it would constantly, even with the overwhelm, this is strong enough. So they're gonna have to deal with a lot of things, and this was perfect, man. This got me to Diamond. This easily climbed me up to Diamond. So let me pull up this meta over here, the meta lineup. So this is actually by RuneterraCCG.com. I think they just started this up. So it says this was updated on September 13th, but I don't think this is fully updated because there's so many better alternatives, especially the deck I used to hit Diamond. It definitely outbeats this tier 1. So I would say the deck I use is tier 1 up here. But I created it because I saw how I could potentially beat the meta, right? There's two ways of doing it. You either join the meta by basically playing a mirror deck of what's currently tier 1. Or you find a way, find loopholes on where this deck kind of sucks. And then you make your own deck based off of that. And yeah, so this deck just started chumping all Ace-Hole decks. And I was having an easier time to climb. What else was I seeing in the meta, guys? I was noticing TF and Swains as well. So if you were to compare my Swain deck, Swain Leona, I think my Swain Leona might be able to just beat this one. But the only issue is Riptide does offer a lot of value, and that's my only thing that I think Swain TF would be better here. So my Swain Leona might be a little under this, but we still beat Acel, and I was seeing a bunch of these decks as well. But I would have to see how it would play it out, because if we have a lot of early damage going in, they'd have to stop it somehow. Then we get our Swain and Leon, and we have our Swain Leviathan, so we'd have to see which one really, works out better. So Gangplank Misfortune, I started seeing this. So this is actually just very new. This wasn't part of the meta, but people devised this. This is like an alternative to my TF Gangplank, but I've just been beating both of these decks with my deck anyways. So, I mean, you can come up with your own variation. You don't have to copy and mimic here. I know mine is literally like over here. So it has a bigger edge over these guys. So it's like, why not just use it, right? I was constantly winning games against these guys, and I was being Gangplank Sejuani, too slow, and all that stuff. So basically, use websites like these to know the meta currently and try to find ways of just beating them. As I mentioned, you either beat them with like a mirror, or you find a loophole. And when you find that loophole of a tier 1 deck, you have to ensure it still stays consistent in the tier 1, like in the tier 1 kind of realm. You want to ensure, like, for example, Leona Swain, but you have to beat all of these decks, right? Like, I forgot what tier 1 was at the time of week 2. I think it was Acel, and I was seeing Gangplank Sejuani still being played. It was a lot of these tier 2s. They got moved down. Leona Shen, Lulu Shen, Leona Lux, like Lux Acel. Like, dude, people were playing Ash Sejuani. Like, all these tier 2s were like tier 1s in week 2. But it slowly, once the meta slowly starts getting back, that's when, like, for example, the tier 1s now come down, and then you get a new tier 1. But for the most part, yeah, this is going to happen maybe for another week, and then we're going to see what's Gucci with this. But that was my progression, and that's how I decided on the Pirates. And this actually just took me into Diamond, and then I played a separate deck in Masters, guys. I'm going to hopefully be putting a link up here when it's done, but just check out the channel. Don't forget to subscribe, put a notification bell as well so you get notifications of when I release that video. And yeah, for the most part, guys, I think that's about it. I'm going to be just showing you the gameplay now, and hopefully I've answered all of your questions of how you want to kind of tackle things. But again, I just looked at all the Targon decks that I created early on, and they're all different variations, so there's different playstyles you can use. So I'm telling you, if you just take all of the decks that I've got right now, and you just try to piece it out, right? You guys should know how it works with aggro, control, mid-range. We also have combo with Diana Nocturne now. But out of those 4, like, you have to know which ones beat which, right? Like, for the most part, aggro beats control beats mid-range, mid-range beats, like, but there's so many different ways of, like, for example, you can make your mid-range play more aggressive-like, and the control deck has to play a little more now aggressive-like. Like, start with your staple base deck. So these were my Targon ones, right? At the beginning of the season, I created them. Right now, we have tier 1, so you can actually use these as your kind of your crutch at the beginning. These are your base. Use your tier 1s. So I think you can copy the deck codes. I'm not sure. You should be able to get them somehow. Use these as your base. Try to see right now, what do we have? I'm gonna just telegraph this for you guys real quick. I'm gonna just like explain this real quick just by looking at it. We've got the aggressive Scout Misfortune. We've got the control TF Swain, and we've got the aggro Gangplank and Misfortune Pirates. So as you can see, we don't really have a mid-range. I mean, this is debatable because this does scale. This has Jenny. Oh, there we go. Has Jenny and Cythria and Bannerman. So this does scale. It can be an aggressive deck. Could also sort of be more mid-rangey. So this is a really good deck that you want to try out. Same with all of these, right? It's all pacing. This is a control deck. You could play it a little quicker, though, to be more aggressive, more like a mid-range. And then this is more of like a pirate aggro. You could play a little slower so that you could become more of like a mid-range instead of pirate aggro. But there's just so much to pacing. So let me know if you want to see a video on that again. And also, guys, don't forget, you could use tier 2 decks. Like, for the most part, you don't need a tier 1 deck to hit, like, Diamond. So what, tier 2, let's say you're running like Sejuani Gangplank, Maokai Knot, Shen Lulus, Lux, Leo. Like, you have so much to play here, and for the most part, dude, it doesn't always mean you lose to tier 1 decks. You just have to know what counters what, you know what I mean? So let's say they're playing like TF Swain. I mean, I would argue you could probably even win with like Maokai Nautilus. I would argue you could potentially even win with Gangplank Sejuani. It's not too difficult. If they're playing, what, Gangplank Misfortune, very pirate aggro deck, you want something more mid-rangey, I'd say probably Leona Lux, because this is the time where you get Lux. I think Acel might be a little too slow for you where they're gonna get their, their power move of turn 8 Leviathan and Swain before you get your Aesol. So I think maybe this deck would be probably better because Lux would give you generated value to constantly clear. And then to counter this, Quinn Misfortune deck, it's probably something like Sejuani Gangplank, honestly. Doesn't seem too difficult, right? With the Yetis. This is probably... so they're running a different variation with Monkey Idols. You might want to go back to the variation with the Yetis, actually, because they would offer you nice blockers and stuff like that. So, I mean, they're easily counterable, but you usually want to play in the realm of tier 1, tier 2. I was just saying, as your base, use the tier 1 because it's fucking tier 1. Why not? So, how you would counter these, you could use the tier 1s, like tier 2s, like I said, or come up with your own deck. I could probably try and net deck you something right now on top of my mind. Let me see what pops on. Let me knock on my noggin. Demacia Aesol, right? Let's look at that deck. Right now, everyone's running it. It's not even in this tier list, but for the most part, I would think this is a huge like counter. I think to probably the TF Swain because you by turn 5 or 6 you pop off with the dragons and then you get to Aesol. These by turn 4 to like 6 you start popping up with dragons and minions. You have heals on your dragons. They constantly get extra damage and health because of their fury. So I mean, I would say at this like Swain TF would be really slow in this case. So I think you might have a good chance at beating this. Like, just come up with counters and see like where their power moves are happening. That's kind of how you want to hit diamond. This is just how I always hit diamond every time. By the way, guys, before we start the video, just so you guys know my credentials, we've hit masters every single season, including the beta, season of Plunder, season of Fortune, and yep, we've got masters right now, right, as you can see. So we're gonna get this icon as well. So yeah, obviously this is just the diamond version, so gonna be releasing the master one in another video, so stay tuned for that one, guys. But yeah, that's about it, guys. Hopefully this was an informative video. If you guys liked it, again, don't forget to thumbs it up, comment, and subscribe. I don't know how much more I could say, but if you guys like these types of videos of where I explain kind of the process and mindset I took to get to a certain rank, then I really appreciate it if you let me know if this was helpful. Anyways, guys, I will catch you later. Take it easy. Hopefully you enjoyed. And this is the gameplay at the end of it. If you guys still have the breath, it should be a short one, a 5-minute video. It should explain everything how I played it. Take it easy, guys. Thank you so much. Catch you in another video for the master one. Peace. Oh, no, it's a Swain TF. No. I'm down to keep this too. Alright, this might be a worse game now. We don't have Riptide. We always have Riptide.
Sense 3i_risp. LOL, copy and pasted.
Copy and pasted. We have never really gotten the Gangplank going too well, honestly. It's supposed to be good, but it's like, it's okay. Oh, this is a really good curve, not gonna lie. Alright, he stops me here, because if he has Make It Rain, I'm shit out of luck, honestly. But we can actually stomp it back. Well, we could wait, right? Yeah, we could stomp it back after.
This'll send them running. You poor thing.
It's fine. I think we wait for Petty. Petty's probably better.
Wait.
Yep. So we got a follower.
All hands on deck.
Nice. Omen is busted. I'm actually trying to like drop the deckhand and then pop. You feel me, dude? Give him the little sauce in the face. But we'll see. Ooh, that's not really good stats. Oh, he's gonna eat. Bro, he's actually gonna punch the air right now. Unless he has a way to stop this barrel.
Sense 3i_risp. I have a show.
Actually bugging, bro. This guy's a clown. Bro, if we hit this, I think we insta win. Oh, we didn't get the zappy. Oh, he had something for it anyways. Oh, he missed. So we both missed. That's fire. That's actually fire. Whatever. I'm cool with it. We missed his. I missed his. I'm good with the trade. Even though mine was a little bit better. And then now we do this. 3-2. Oh, this is actually... Turn 7 Riptide is busted. That's actually... Great. Dude, what the balls? We're just rushing. We're pushing. He gets Swain, but like Swain isn't shit with all this. Holy, if we
Yeah,
pocket.
You don't want to cross.
Oh my god. Yo, watch this, dude. This is, if he doesn't have Swain, we, all right, he has him. He's been holding him. What a little dirty dog. But look at this. Bro, this is actually crazy damage right now.
Suppose I should EDB.
He's forced to defend tenfold. That's like, look, it's 15 in one go. He's got to defend that. He's at 6. We have a way to proc Riptide. Oh, we have Death's Hand. So we just have to hold and we're Gucci. He's at 6. Bro, we got so lucky with that cop. We could do this, these two. We gotta hold. We have to hold mana. I think this is fine. I don't care if we actually get hit by this. But we need a hold, right? Turn 7. So if we do this, we're gonna have enough. Yeah, this is fine. We're gonna have 3. Yep. This is actually strong, dude. Yep, and then we just Death's Hand next turn, and that's game. So if he deals 1 to everyone, I want to see what it targets. It's gonna screw up our next turn. Oh, this is so good. This is so good. We could actually just stun him here, but I want to get Riptide going. Actually, we'll get it going either way, though. This will be just what? He'll be deal 3. Okay, we get hit a lot. I don't really care too much, though. I think actually I'm actually kind of down to just Sentry here. I think this would be a really good power play. You know what? We're going for it. We could have held for Riptide, but I think this is even better. Just stops him from doing anything, and we have a bigger board. Plus, this is good. This is good. And if he tries to, like, you know, dealing 1 to everyone with Make It Rain, we've got Spray Fin or whatever to just go face. So this is fine. As long as 1 hits, we're good. 14 damage. That's it. That's it. That's game. Let's go. Diamond, baby. Finally. And he needed those Death's Hands, by the way. Let's go, baby. And that's game. 4-4 on what? 4-4.
Sense 3I_.
Not enough, dog.
Or really?
Or really? What you mean? What you mean, fam? Fam bam. Nah, you gotta go on the 4-4, bro. Unless you have a way to. You've lost. We've got. I'm just gonna Riptide this turn. He's gonna see it. He's gonna be like, no way. You hate to see it when you get freaking nabbed. So dirty. And we also had Farron, if anything. So that's just game now. GG's. Oh, yes. Yes. Let's go, baby. Too easy for me or what, though? Nah, it wasn't that easy. I mean, this one was a pretty easy game. We got really lucky, though, so. Finally, bro, we're back. Well, we're not all the way back, but we're slowly getting there.